Mal, hello.
Definitely round.
Hello.
Everybody recording? Take a moment.
That's a serious recording.
Right?
What can you tell us about your character and the story?
Well, the story is simple. It's in 1963. John Kennedy is very fearful that there's going to be a nuclear holocaust because of lack of control of president governments. So he sends a secret mission of 600 people, hand-chosen, representing what he wanted the future to be, on a 100-year journey to another planet where we believe life can be sustained, but we're not sure. And this is 51 years into that journey, and most of this cast were born on that ship. And your sex is not an elective, breeding is controlled. Everything is controlled. When you're 14 or 15, you have to pick your own apprenticeship, but it might not be approved. So I'm one of the elders. I'm a counselor. I'm the political might of the ship. And I'm very unhappy with how the present captain is handling himself. I'm also having an affair with his wife. And I can tell you this is all in the pilot. And I'm trying to take over the ship, basically. And there's, again, I'm not here to promote this thing. If I didn't like it, I'll just say benign stuff. This is a really good script, and there's a lot of different levels playing, your sociological levels. The question of, you put 600 really smart people in a tin can for 100 years, they're going to evolve their own way. And they're going to come up with a lot of things themselves as opposed to what went on Earth. And we have no communication with Earth. We freeze in 1963. We don't know the Beatles, the Kennedy assassination, Vietnam, Watergate, 9/11, nothing. No racial segregation is still in our minds in 63. The sexual revolution never happened. But the Kennedys were so forward thinking that our second in command is an African American, because he wanted it the way he wanted it. The Kennedy brothers were 30 years ahead of everybody else. So it's a very interesting concept.
So how did they pick the original crew?
They were scientifically picked with computer programs and algorithms, all that crap as to what their DNA and I don't. Don't say the DNA because I don't know that for a fact. It might not even have been.
It was discovered, but
yeah.
You couldn't sequence
but they hand-picked that crew as carefully as they possibly could at the time.
Well, I think
for
the military
specific
had a lot of
reasons.
experience.
Say it again.
The military had a lot of experience.
Yes. And the military totally handled the real Orion project, which this is kind of modeled off. So that was a totally militarized project, and it almost really happened. This almost really happened.
So what about the clothes?
63. Hair 63. Women are it's still a chauvinistic society. Women in 1963, 80% of American women was expected to get married and have a family. There weren't that many female lawyers, doctors in those days. Think about it. Their goal in life was to take care of a man. So you have this like Mad Men meets Star Trek meets Lost meets. It's a pretty fascinating concept.
So is this really like more of an ecosystem or microcosm, really? You're trying to talk about different caste systems? Because I think they mentioned something about people who were born on the lower levels never get to move above the lower levels.
Caste systems developed on their own over the 51 years. They developed. As I'm saying, this is an evolution of 600 people. So caste systems developed. The lower decks people, we're the assholes upstairs. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting question. And it wasn't designed that way. Caste systems developed in their flight, and in about a year, it's going to be the point of no return. We can't get back. So people are starting to panic. They're subversive. Some people want to go home. There's sabotage. There's a murder. And there are twists that I can't mention that are so interesting and so unbelievable. And I'm not allowed to mention. It's a big one in particular.
So the story kicks off with the girl being killed?
Yeah, pretty much. You introduce the characters, and then this girl gets killed at the 51st anniversary of our launch. She gets killed during that party, and on board.
And does your character lead the investigation? And
No, the African American XO leads the investigation. I don't like the way the investigation's going. I don't believe that this particular guy did the murder, and I think something else is going on. And yeah.
So statistically speaking, there should be about 6 gay people.
No, there should be. And Phil has to answer that. There's a specific answer. They didn't include gay people for a specific reason, but after the first generation of children being born, right, there has to be, right? So, yeah, that's an amazing thing. That when Phil comes, he'll explain that, because that was one of my first questions also, you know? And they didn't. And again, it was 1963, you know? So, shit, in 1963, psychiatrists were like trying to cure it. I mean, people didn't know what the hell they were talking about, you know? So,
would it be anywhere accurate in assuming the murder will lead to some form of procedural process, but also will the show focus on like the microcosm of society within the ship as well? The murder, is it just a catalyst to start exploring the life of
both things, and even a third element. There was never homicide on this ship. It was never even thought of that it would happen with this group of people. And everyone is just shocked. So, and then when you find out what is, like, again, I can't do this reveal, but when you find out what's really going on, it's really mind-blowing. As you'll see when you see, you know, when you watch it, you're gonna, you know.
How many episodes are going to be in the first season?
I think they've only approved 6 so far, and they spent like millions, and probably tens of millions of dollars on the sets. I've been doing this for 38 years. I've never seen sets like this one. They have a beach, like in a studio, like a whole beach that's on this ship. It's basically like a half battleship and half cruise ship. Like it looks like a battleship, but has the amenities of a cruise ship.
That's actually what I was going to ask about. Is you were talking about you're the political leader, and then what's the division between, or how does the power structure work between the political leader versus the military?
That's a great question. It's a great question. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, that was a source of tension in Battlestar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't know. But I imagine that we have the final say. The councilmen have the say. We're the political body on that ship. And I think we can replace. Matter of fact, I do know the answer. I wasn't thinking. Yes, we can vote the captain out. But, you know, the whole council has to agree. I don't know whether it's by 50%, 70, 51%, 75%, 100%. I don't remember. But yes, we are, you know, we have the final say.
So any aliens?
I can't say yet. I can't say. But these people are going to encounter things they had no idea they were going to encounter. Let's put it that way. And situations they had no idea.
Now, with a limited number of episodes, was it intended to be a mini-series, or is there a possibility of it going on into a recurring regular series?
It's definitely possible. We're waiting to hear once they see the pilot, which was finished yesterday. Is today Saturday? We finished it yesterday. Then they're going to, I think, decide on another 6 for that typical cable, 12, 13 episodes. I hope so. This show has, honestly, until you see a show, the way it's edited, the music, you don't know, but the script that this guy wrote, it has unbelievable potential. Like, really unbelievable potential. It'd be really cool.
So you mentioned the music. Is it going to be 60s music?
We had that discussion before. There can't be anything past 60s music, but these people could create their own really annoying rock and roll, so you don't know. But no, it's all music up to the point that we left.
I mean, but the soundtrack doesn't have to be contemporary. But is it?
That's a great. I don't know, and I know they're using David Bowie in one of the teasers, but that's only a teaser. We do not know who David Bowie is. I don't know how we survived that.
Maybe that's why you want to turn around.
Exactly.
Does the ship stop anywhere or slow down anywhere or make any kind of
Not that I know of so far. We're on this journey, and it's nuclear powered.
Are there any food shortages, energy shortages.
We grow all our own food. We fertilize everything. We have a whole food deck, a water reclamation deck. We are a self-sufficient structure. We grow everything. We recycle everything. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
For those who haven't watched the trailer, how would you describe the series in 5 words or less?
Say it one more time.
For those who haven't watched the teaser, how would you describe it in 5 words or less?
The trailer,
Yeah.
enticing, descriptive, and 1963. Okay. Anything else?
The girl that gets killed, is she a lower strata, middle, top?
She's upper.
Upper.
She's upper. She's a daughter and a sister.
Okay.
And she's having an affair. She's having sex with someone from the lower decks, and everyone has birth control implants under their skin. Early Norplant. So reproduction is totally planned and controlled. But they can have sex with whoever they want.
Would it be accurate to say, though, with this caste system, that it is frowned upon for those from the upper decks to
Absolutely.
fraternize with the lower decks?
Absolutely, except for my character, of course. No,
It's good to be the king.
yes, absolutely.
Does anyone else die? Is this the girl? Or?
So far, that's it.
That's it.
So far.
So what about is the gravity on the ship U.S.
Just normal gravity, normal simulated gravity situation. But I mean, there's an airlock. I mean, and when people die, they get.
What actor of all the actors on the episode or show do you have the most interaction, the most interesting interactions with?
Trisha, because I'm having an affair, and I'm trying to get information about her husband, and she's trying to get information out of me for her husband. So,
Are people in suspended animation or stasis of some sort?
no, when we go through, not really. When we go through there's a lot of radioactive storms. And we take sedatives and put ourselves to sleep in these radioactive protected pods. So that's kind of a suspended animation. But that's this. After we're done with this, you look incredibly familiar. Did I meet you before?
No.
Okay, sorry.
I don't think so.
So familiar. No suspended animation. At least not yet. Hell, I only read up to 104. Everybody could be suspended and animated by 107.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
A lot, yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.